Okay, before we move on to look at the details of the various battles Salamis and Artemisium, I want to do a quick lesson on actually what was naval warfare like in about 500 BC, 480 BC. So we'll learn about fighting at sea in this era to understand what was and was not possible. Develop our historical thinking skills. Keywords are trireme, the sort of ship they had is called trireme. Ram, maneuver, if you steer side to side quickly, smartly, get in position properly, you're maneuvering. Phoenicians, a place. Phoenicia is a place, Phoenicians, a person from there. Oarsman, knots, is a unit of speed on a ship, it's 1.1 mile per hour. Helmsman, the guy steering. Deeplus, periplus, and kiklos are tactical things, tactical maneuvers done on an ancient warship. Marine, a soldier who fights on a ship is a marine, and board, to go from one ship to another, is to board it. Trireme. These are the warships in the ancient world, triremes. Here's a diagram with a cross-section taken out. Trireme, and the tri refers to 3 oars. Tri, 1, 2, 3 oars, 1, 2, 3 rows of oarsmen. Ram at the front, loads of oarsmen, 170 to 230, depends on the size of the ship. But loads of oarsmen crammed into as small a space as possible. So the ship is as small as possible, as many oarsmen as possible to create speed. The ship is as light as it possibly can be. In battle, they go about 10 to 15 knots for a short period of time. And the idea is to ram the opposition. That's why they have these metal rams at the front, but not spikes. I think the Greek ones didn't have spikes because they thought it would get caught up in an enemy ship once they'd rammed it. So they had these things here just to smash a hole in it. There's some diagrams here, help you get your head around it a bit more. So you had the 3 rows of oarsmen and their technical Greek names. There's been some recreations of these ships. And here's some modern crews rowing them. I'll show you a video of this in class. 1, 2, 3 rows of people. Same again here. 1, 2, 3 rows. As you can imagine, it requires a tremendous amount of skill, training and practice to do this. These oarsmen, these rowers have to stay in complete time in order to get the ship to go up to maximum speed. Now, Phoenicians. The Persians did not have a navy. Persia is a landlocked country nowhere near the sea. Cavalry, archers, infantry, lots of, an army, but no navy, until they conquered this area. These people had navies, so when the Persians had conquered them, their navies became the Persian navy. And the most important bit is Phoenicia, just here. The Phoenicians are the ancient world's foremost sailors. They're the best at this by quite a long way. In particular, 2 cities, Sidon and Tyre, are the absolute epicenter of trireme. We even think the trireme was invented in those cities. And a Phoenician ship, we think, looked a bit like this. The trireme, the same. They're distinctive rows of shields at the top. Remember, the Greek ones don't have this. And often we think, what we can tell, the ship had a ram, a pointed ram on it. You've got a diagram here. You've got it in your books as well. See, the line of shields means it's a Phoenician ship. One here capsized, the shield on it. And this ship has done the perfect maneuver. It's hold this one and then got away. This Greek ship just smashed into the side of it, but they've got wedged. We'll talk about that more in a minute. So, the tactics. Ramming. The ship itself is the weapon. It has the huge ram at the front. The idea is to use this to make a hole in the enemy ship, then get away and let it sink. And that's what's happened here. This ship has punched this hole in this Athenian ship, and then they managed to back away and get away from them. And they practice it a lot. they had maneuvers, D plus and peri plus. We'll do this more in class. I gave you a diagram on it yesterday. The idea being, as you sail, you want to get through the enemy ship, through the enemy's, you want to get through their line and attack them from the rear. That's the plan. And as you can see from the diagram I did a minute ago, that appears to be what they've done here. He's done D plus. He's got behind them and ran them from back, which is the right place. You don't want to ram them bow to bow, because you can cause both boats to get damaged then, which is what's happened here. This is an Athenian ship ramming a Phoenician ship, but they're doing it bow to bow. They're both likely to get damaged. You know, it's not a very clever maneuver, and the Phoenicians were good at this. They were clever. To defend yourself against this D plus maneuver, you'd practice kiklos, which is getting yourself in a big circle or perhaps a crescent formation. We'll do that more work on that in class. Boarding. As well as ramming, you have to have soldiers on board to board the enemy ship. You have marines. In the Greek case, you'd have hoplite marines. Guys dressed as hoplites, equipped as hoplites, but for using on a ship. You have archers alongside them. Some marines had armor, others didn't. It depended. And you can see this picture is a really good example of this. The Phoenician ships, as well as being larger and better at sailing, also carried more soldiers. So this Athenian ship has rammed the Phoenicians, thinking, oh, good, I've won now. But they've gotten caught up, they've gotten wedged in there. And because there's so many more Phoenician marines on board, this ship's now in big trouble, because they're able to swarm aboard and capture this ship. So the tactics are a mixture of ramming and boarding.